Hello, this is Rhiannon here, and today we are going through the Dutch test. This was a game changer for me. I saw a huge difference in what the test was able to offer. It measures saliva and urine, so you're really getting a chance to know what the metabolites are doing and what's happening in your body. Blood work will not catch half of this. So, ladies, if you're thinking that there's a little bit more to it, you're really tired, blood work looks fine, they're measuring the wrong things, okay? So what this is going to measure is your estrogen, your testosterone, what your cortisol is doing, and all of that affects functions in your body. So again, if you're struggling with health conditions and you're like, oh my gosh, I just really want to know what's going on, this is going to tell you, okay? We're going to take a look right here. We've got our two different types of estrogen or estradiol, E2, progesterone, and also testosterone. So you can see that this person right here, this testosterone is basically non-existent. This person is very estrogen dominant. So even if your estrogen can appear low later in the test, a very low testosterone means that person is coming into possibly perimenopause, menopause, very estrogen dominant. And so there are probably a lot of kind of toxic estrogen and just a lot of estrogen metabolites in the body that we need to get rid of so that we can bring testosterone up. So there's a lot of different things we can do to help, okay? Our first thing as well, besides this low testosterone we're going to measure, is going to measure cortisol. All right, if the number starts at 2750 and goes up to 6500, but this person is at 2138, this person basically has low to no cortisol. All right, taking a look at what this cortisol is doing throughout the day. And again, this test measures saliva several times during the day. If you're a menstruating woman, it's going to be between days 19 and 21 of your cycle. If you are post menopause, you basically get to write down when you are going to take this test. You'll still get the same result. But in this case, for this particular woman, the saliva measured the cortisol, and basically our waking cortisol, and then there's a measure at a 30-minute mark and a measure at a 60-minute mark. This person's cortisol basically tanks about an hour after waking, and then it continues to stay low throughout the day. So this person is probably experiencing a lot of chronic fatigue, being tired all the time and wondering what is going on. And again, blood work will not catch this, okay? This is actually considered stage 3 adrenal fatigue. This person really is just going to be tired all the time and really, really struggling. Probably needs a nap midday and a ton of coffee to try to wake her up. And that's probably actually not going to help this condition. So we're going to go through kind of how we can actually fix that, okay? So right here are progesterone metabolites, estrogen and metabolites. So you can see even some of this estrogen either is below the luteal range or within the range or low end of range. So you can see there might be really kind of lowered estrogen coming into perimenopause. But again, the testosterone is also really low. So there's a lot going on here. All right, we're going to scroll down right here. The DHEA is low. So DHEA is a precursor to testosterone and estrogen. And so if that is low, well, no wonder the testosterone is not getting through. No wonder we have issues with estrogen as well. Okay, so an easy fix for that is going to be taking a DHEA supplement. I have several that I recommend. Don't just run to the store or Amazon and do Google searches. You want a high quality one that is going to work for you. All right, so let me at least make a good recommendation for you. All right, now right here, we're going to take a look at the estrogen, the E1, E2, E3. Within the regular range right here, our red estrogen metabolites, that is toxic estrogen. This person does not have toxic estrogen, so that's awesome. And then estrogen seems to be okay right here. But again, this DHEA is low. So we're still running into issues right here with estrone, the E1 being kind of a low estrogen running into that perimenopause state. But then also dealing with low testosterone. So you can see if they're like, oh, you know, the doctor, if you're lucky enough to have a functional medicine doctor that knows how to read these particular tests, they might think, okay, she's going into perimenopause, we're going to deal with the low estrogen, when really the low testosterone is more so the issue. We need to figure out why is she estrogen dominant, that the testosterone has tanked maybe her entire life, right? So we're going to take a look at kind of how these different systems are functioning, okay? We'll also say right here, this 2-methyl Oxy E1 is low, which we had mentioned before. But then you want to take a look at this methylation activity, okay? This person already knows they have the MTHFR gene. And that is a huge indicator why this person is really stuck with this exorbitant amount of estrogen that would make her low in testosterone. Okay, so poor methylation, low to no methylation, it's really hard for her to detoxify. So a liver flush is going to be well needed. So we're going to need some extra support for liver and gallbladder function for that to even work at all. There's going to be a need for infrared sauna. There's going to be a need for sweating. There's going to be a need for lymphatic work, massages, dry brushing, a lot of ways to be able to get rid of this excess estrogen in a really, really clean diet. Okay. A lot of sulforaphane compounds in broccoli and cruciferous vegetables, broccoli sprouts to be able to kind of fix this. You can't just give this person a ton of supplementation and say, hey, good luck. All right. You also have to look at why is the state of the liver that way? Is there a lot of chemical toxicity? Are there possible viral, bacterial, parasite issues that this person might be dealing with? And also really, like I said, liver, gallbladder flush needs to happen. There's a lot of different things going on. So we really want to get this person healthy. But again, you are not going to be able to get this with any other testing. Okay. All right. So the saliva cortisol, we kind of already went through stage 3 adrenal fatigue. Everything is within range or low end of range, below range. So this person's really struggling throughout the day. Okay. And then we're going to scroll down. This kind of explains the whole process of what's going on with the adrenals and DHEA. Low to no cortisol, we already know that is just non-existent. This person's going to be tired all the time. DHEA, we've really got to up the production of the DHEA to be able to fix this. All right. Tells you a lot of different markers. The next markers it's going to go through is your organic acids test. Okay. This is OAT. Again, it's all run through this particular lab, which is fantastic. Vitamin B12 is actually okay. B6 is fine. Glutathione is fine. So this is great. But you can see if it says maybe deficient if high, that means that if it's either high, that means that person is actually not metabolizing the vitamin B12. So imagine taking all of your supplementation and then not actually being able to absorb it. So that's kind of creepy and also like frustrating, right? So if you're taking your B12, your B6, glutathione, that just means your body's not absorbing it. Now, luckily, with the MTHFR and the low methylation that we were able to see right here with this low methylation, this person needs to be on methylated B vitamins. That's very, very important. Luckily, that person is on methylated B vitamins. So that is really good. But otherwise, if you are not, you are going to see all these ranges are going to be probably out because you're not taking that extra support with the methylated B vitamins, and also a really good like a bovine heart, liver supplement, organ supplement, because nobody's going to eat liver or heart on a plate. If it's served to you on a platter, you're not going to eat it. But if it's in a supplement, you can. But again, really, really high quality supplements. You want to not just shop online. Let me know if you are looking for something like that to be able to make sure you're actually absorbing all of your nutrition. Very, very important. So again, huge amount of information that the Dutch test can report that no other tests are going to be able to report. Okay. So you're going to know what is happening with estrogen, what is happening with testosterone. Am I low testosterone? Do we keep gaining weight? If you're low testosterone, guess what? You are going to keep gaining weight. You are estrogen dominant. Even if you're coming into perimenopause, menopause, and you're low estrogen and your doctor only fixes your estrogen, they're not dealing with that fact that you've come into that state of life with a lot of possible toxicity and a lot of excess estrogen that you just cannot metabolize. And again, even if you don't do the genetic test for the MTHFR gene, what if you were able to find out that you have no ability to oxidize or metabolize or methylate, I should say, those, compounds. So you could be struggling for a lifetime and just wondering, why your trainer gave you the workouts, why you've got the meal plan and it's not working. It's like, hello, you've got a lot of different things working against you. So we can empower ourselves to get that information and learn even more. So thank you again for listening, everybody.